It is near and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the Most High. The mighty one shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Most High, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Most High's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. Now I say no more, that's self-explanatory. I'm going to go to Zechariah chapter 14. Chapter 14, where are you? Chapter 14, verse 2 to 4. Zechariah. Behold, so Zechariah chapter 14, we'll start at verse 1. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle. When it says against Jerusalem, it means against the children of Israel, the Israelites. Yeah? And the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations, as when he fought in the day of battle. And his feet shall stand in that day upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east. And the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof, towards the east and towards the west. And there shall be a very great valley, and half of the mountain shall remove towards the north, and half of it towards the south. And it says, wherefore I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. So this is just being perfectly clear on what's going to happen during the day of judgment. We're going to quickly go to Revelation chapter 18. Yeah? Revelation chapter 18. It says, and after these things, verse 1, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean, hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So when it says that, so it says, when it says, and he cried mighty with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So it's talking about the people. So this place, Babylon, has become the habitation of devils. Because when you look at Wall Street is just a place that's habitated by devils. What does the word devil mean? We said before, diabolos, to deceive. Because that's all they're doing there on Wall Street with stocks and shares and the banking industry and the finance. It's deceiving people, to rob them. And that's one of Babylon, America's main fucking finance place of business, of making money for the country, is Wall Street. So I'm just using that as an example. When this is a habitation of devils, yeah? It says, and the hold of every foul spirit. Because I said before, you can be anything in there. You can be a homosexual, transsexual, you can be a lesbian, you can be a satanic, you could be an idolatrous, you can drink blood, you can do anything, you can become anything, you can be anything in America. Just like they said, you can be anything in America, because that's what it is. So when it says the hold of every foul spirit, that's what it is. It holds every foul spirit, because these are evil spirits that are moving through this place. Yeah? And it says, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Because, like I said before, people have become, I I won't even use the word animals because animals is too good for them. Animals are not sacred beings, but animals are righteous things because they only do things according to their nature and their survival. Whereas people do things because they want to do it. They want to see the wickedness, they want to see the pain and the displeasure and the iniquity and how far they can take these things. So, you know, that's what it says, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Well, that's what they become. They're just unclean and hateful. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Because every nation trades with America. And when it says all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication, it's talking about her philosophies. Like democracies, homosexuality. These are her philosophies that is spread around the world. Yeah? And all nations have drank of the wrath of her fornication. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. Because they've allowed their own societies to accept and to be just like America. Because for them to trade with America as well, they've got to be this so-called liberal society that accepts all of these things that are against the Bible, against scriptures. So for you to accept that, you become a merchant, like it says here. It says, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. So that's not saying to you get on a fucking plane and fly out of America, out of Babylon. What that's telling you is to get out of her system, her philosophies, her way of life. It's telling you that you need to find yourself back to the Most High in Yahweh Shai before it's too late, before there is no turning back, before you've accepted the chip, the mark of the beast. So it's telling you to get out of her ways, her philosophies, her teachings, her preachings. It's telling you to remove yourself from that and align yourself back with Yahweh Shai, with the Most High and His Son. It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High has remembered her iniquities. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. In the cup which she has filled, fill to her double. So that cup of slavery, that cup of rape, pillage, murdering that they did to the Israelites and to the children of the Most High and even to the other nations. What does it say? It says, reward her even as she had rewarded you. It says, and double unto her according to her works. In the cup which she has filled, fill to her double. So she's going to receive twice the judgment. America and her allies are going to receive twice the judgment, but America specifically, which is modern day Babylon, is going to receive twice the judgments that they passed on to us during slavery. So you think all the things that they did to us during slavery and to the North American Indians, what they did to them, the genocide that they committed against North American Indians, the raping of the land, the pillaging of the land, the raping and pillaging of the women, the murdering, the maiming, the torturing. For all the things that they did to us, the scripture says, reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. In the cup which she has filled, fill to her double. So this is talking about Babylon, which is modern day America. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously. Because she has. You see with her skyscrapers, businesses, the Apples, the Googles, all the things that have come out of this place, they've lived such a luscious life that they don't know any other way. But the Lord is going to show them another way, and that other way is going to be judgment. And it's going to become to them what? Double. So you think of every wicked thing that America has done to the Israelites and to the other nations as well, around the world, she's going to receive that punishment double. That's not coming from me, that's according to the scriptures. Because it says, reward unto her as she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. In the cup which she has filled, fill to her double. How much she has glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she says in her heart, I sit a queen, because I said to you already, Esau is proud. So she says in her heart, I sit a queen, which means no one can fuck with me. She's like, no, don't fuck about you guys, can't do anything to me. Right? So she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Because they don't believe that they're going to receive any judgment. They see themselves as nobles and royalty, and that nothing can bring down what they have built.